Well, guys, it's the time again for us to talk about the numbers behind my business. This is probably one of the more exciting pieces to me from the change around my content strategy, is getting to record these videos every month showing you the behind the scenes of my business. And if you didn't watch last month's income report / analytics report, all the things, then definitely go back and watch that. I will link it below. You can watch it after you watch this video. But I am taking you through my podcast analytics, my YouTube analytics, and showing you some of my income sources and some spent money on advertising, because I think it's really important for us to see what other people are doing. And I think that for me personally, it's really motivating for me to be able to see what someone else is doing or what they've done or whatever. So I am going to take you into that, and I'm going to share some really fun things about what I'm going to be doing to push my income forward in the coming months. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Stansberry, and I'm real darn excited that you found my channel. And if you're into seeing behind the scenes of the business world and learning all the things you need to know to create content and grow a business, this is the channel for you. So make sure you hit subscribe below. Now, if you want a little more context around what I'm sharing, what I don't share, that kind of thing, definitely go watch last month's video, but we're just gonna jump into it. First, let's hop into my podcast analytics. I host my podcast in Libsyn, and it gives me all the stats for where my podcast is listened to and exactly what episodes are top ranking and things like that. So last month you'll see, and if you watched my income report, you saw that in April I got 10,343 downloads of my podcast. That is basically anytime someone listens to my podcast on any podcast player. And in May, I got 11,416 listens. Now, this is a big jump from March, when I got almost 2,000 downloads less. And it actually is the highest number of downloads in a month to date. So that's really interesting to see. And, you know, I don't know why. I know why podcasts dipped in March, and that was because people stopped commuting. And maybe in May that picked back up a little more. People started going back to work. I'm not sure, but it definitely did spike quite a bit in May. If I filter my analytics just by the month of May, from May 1st to May 31st, you can see here where I had big jumps again on days when episodes went live. So you can see that there were several days where I hit larger numbers after an episode goes live. Anytime there's growth in my business, I celebrate that, right? Like, there's growth in my podcast downloads, awesome. If there's growth in my YouTube subscribers or my income or whatever, awesome. So anytime there's massive growth, I check the box of, okay, that was a good month. Now, if things decrease, I need to look into why, or if things are constantly staying the same or constantly, hanging around the same level, then obviously I look at why that happens. So next I want to jump straight over into my YouTube analytics, and I'm going to filter this by the month of May specifically and show you exactly what that looked like. So compared to April, there was definitely growth on my YouTube channel. I just went back and looked at my April stats. So for May, I had 297,000 views on my channel. In April, I had 284,000. So this grew by about 10,000 views during the month, which is always awesome. Last month, I had about 17.2 thousand watch time hours. This month, I had 18,000, almost 19,000 watch time hours. And then these two numbers are a pretty big difference as well. So in April, I grew by 4.8 thousand subscribers, so 4,800 subscribers. This month in May, my channel grew by 5,600 subscribers. Then on revenue in April, it was a big jump in April from March and from February. And then it's been another pretty decent jump in May. So in April, my YouTube channel's revenue straight from YouTube directly like this was $3,196, and in May it was $3,899. So right around a $700 increase in 1 month. So if we're on this screen here, you can see my monthly estimated revenue kind of over the last 6 months. So you can see how in January and February, in March, it was, $2,500, and now it's getting up into the 3,000s, and next, hopefully in June, which is the month I'm recording this, it will be even up higher. So as far as my regular monthly income from YouTube, you can pull up your analytics and kind of see month to month what you were making. So if we go back to June of last year, June of 2019, I'm not totally sure by looking at this chart how many subscribers I had at that point, but I was making about $1,900 a month. And then May of 2020, making almost $3,900. I mean, we're like 8 cents from $3,900 a month. And what's really cool, I guess you could say, is you can look here and see that it kind of stayed level. It kind of stayed in the same kind of trajectory until March, and that's when everybody went home, and that's when everybody started getting on YouTube more. So you can see here that is a trend that we can see specifically on my channel, and I'm hoping that is a trend we can keep riding upward. Moving on to some moolah. So I told y'all last month that I was basically completely taking away one-on-one work as a line item in my business, and that's absolutely the case. I'm wrapping up some one-on-one clients now, but in the month of May, I made $0 from one-on-one work. So I didn't do any coaching. I did do coaching because I was wrapping up, but I didn't get paid for any coaching, and I didn't have any type of one-on-one services being billed. I did have several payments come in from sponsorships, several payments come in from some collaborations that I was doing, and I'll explain more about that in a minute, but my funnels definitely grew. And I'm gonna show you the same funnel that I showed you last month, and then I'm going to also show you a new funnel that I launched and how well it did as well. So last month I showed you my digital planning starter pack, and it's essentially a digital planning starter pack. It's essentially a bunch of planners and a bunch of accessories and a bunch of courses all wrapped together to help you plan your day and be more productive and all the things. And it's $27. It has a $37 upsell and then a $97 one-time offer. And I explained a lot more about that in last month's video, so I'll just get into the money side of things here. But I want to say that I had to go take a screenshot from ClickFunnels up until a certain point, because on the 20th of May, I actually canceled ClickFunnels and switched over to using ThriveCart to actually make my sales. I'm building my sales pages in a different way. The reason I did that was because ClickFunnels is glitchy as heck. I have given it enough chances. It's like a bad boyfriend, and I'm getting rid of it. And I don't know what else to say, but there it is. I think the concept of ClickFunnels, and I think the pieces are all really great in theory, but I was having so many glitches, and this is probably the 4th time I've given ClickFunnels a second chance, and it's really frustrating because I can't keep doing that with my business. And like I say, it's like a bad boyfriend. It'll do good things and then it screws up again. And I just had to make a clean break. So essentially ClickFunnels ticked me off, and I canceled my account and switched all of my checkout pages over to ThriveCart. So some of my analytics are from ClickFunnels, some of them are from ThriveCart for the month for this planner pack. So if we look at my ClickFunnels revenue, which was up until the 20th, I don't remember if I switched it over, like if there was split revenue in ClickFunnels on the 20th and ThriveCart on the 20th, but it doesn't really matter. Switched it over in the 20th. So up until the 20th, from May 1st to May 20th, that funnel generated $3,046 even through ClickFunnels. And then if I switch over to ThriveCart, that particular funnel from the 20th to the end of the month generated $1,960. So in total, that one funnel of a $27 product made me about $5,000 in the month of May. Now, I had no Facebook ads running at all for that, but I did have Pinterest ads running. And the Pinterest reporting for like ad spend and things is a little hard to look at because they don't allow you to filter in some really good ways. But essentially, I spent about $290 on ads. That is all. $290 to make $5,006. So that means that my profit from this funnel was $4,716. Okay, something really exciting I want to talk about is that I launched a new funnel, a new mini course. And this has been a mini course that I have been working on for months, but I had to hold off on some certain things. So if you have watched any of my videos, maybe you even came here from a Trello video, but essentially I used to be a Trello lover. You know, I used to love it hard. And then I decided that it wasn't working well for me. It wasn't really meeting my needs. Again, bad boyfriend. So I decided to upgrade, right? I decided to upgrade and I switched from Trello to ClickUp. And ClickUp is kind of hard to understand and it's intricate and it's complex. And I was finding that a lot of people were saying like, hey, I don't know how to work this and it's really intimidating. So I'm just not gonna switch. So what I wanted to do for months is create a course all about ClickUp. But I know from my Trello videos here on YouTube that people love templates, and I did not want to create said ClickUp course without also having templates available to add as an upsell and also give away as a bonus to the course. The problem with that was ClickUp didn't have publicly shareable templates available yet when I started building the course. And when they did become available, they had some bugs to work out. So I had to basically hold off and wait to launch this funnel until ClickUp allowed those publicly shareable templates to be something that I could share as a bonus and as something people could purchase. So this is kind of a weird stat because I literally launched it on the 29th of May. So 29th, 30th, 31st, we're only gonna have 3 days of stats here, but it's worth mentioning because all I did was launch it to my email list and then slightly mention it on Instagram. Now I do plan to put this in ads as well. I'm trying to figure out now whether I want to do Pinterest or Facebook ads for that. But if you'll look here at the analytics, just for the time that I launched it and had it available in May, that funnel made $1,271.71, and that is all profit because I did not have any ads running for that. Y'all, something you should know about me. I don't like to, I like passive income. I really like passive income, and it's one of those things where I have discovered that I really would much rather create content and create resources to make money than to actually do services. So let's talk about percentages because I promised y'all that I was going to give you percentages on where my income was coming from every month. All right, so percentages, again, these are not absolutely exact, but they're real darn close. So we've got digital planners, and this is from the funnel as well as Etsy and regular sales on my website of planner accessories and things like that, that I didn't show you in the funnel money. So that arm of my income makes up about 46% of my income. Then we have courses, and really the only course that made any money this month was that ClickUp course that I released 3 days before the end of the month. That obviously changes month to month, and all of my sales pages are down right now for other courses. So there was no availability for me to make any money on courses except for that one. That was about 9.6% of my income. One-on-one work was zero. Everything is gone from that arm of my business, and I am actually very, very, very happy about that. I love my clients, and I love, being able to help people specifically, but it's also not where my biggest strength is. And so I want to be able to help people in a more broad spectrum way. My YouTube income was about 29% of my income for the month. And then affiliates was right around 8% of my income. Again, this is not going to add up to 100 because I've rounded in some places. But sponsorships, so people who we have agreed to let them sponsor a YouTube video, which we are also moving more into accepting those more, and also looking for a sponsor for the podcast that's just perfect. And those sponsorships were about 5.6% of my income. And then collaborations, which this one specifically was me creating a course for another creator that they will then put in their membership. So they paid me to create the course, and then they will put it in their membership for people to learn how to do the thing I taught. And it was about 2%. It was very, very, very small amount of my income. And that's not something that happens every time. So looking forward to the month of June, I am increasing my ad spend for the digital planner funnel, and then I'm also starting ads for the ClickUp funnel. So we're gonna see those two numbers rise, hopefully. Hopefully we're gonna see the YouTube number rise. My affiliates generally stay about the same, although they go up incrementally, throughout the year, but a lot of the times they stayed the same, and that's not a massive focus in the month of June, so I'm sure that will stay the same. And then sponsorships and collaborations will still be there as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully in some way this is inspirational and shows you how different people make different money. And I think one of the things that's really powerful is that, there's a service provider out there making way more money than me, taking on client work, and that's just not something I enjoy doing. So I'm okay with making a little less money to really build the system to allow me to make money for creating content and being a resource, right? And then there are people who literally are content creators, and that's what they want to do, and that is the main stream of their income. So everybody has different ways to make income online, and I think it's really fun to see kind of where that happens and where it comes from and how it changes over month to month. So if there's anything else you want to see in these kind of monthly wrap-up reports, definitely let me know in the comments below. And remember that I'm hanging out down there the first 30 minutes of every new video release on Tuesday and on Friday to hang out with you and chat. Bye, y'all.